Hey girlies, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna do the mid-year book freakout tag. I know it's like past the mid-year, it's about to be September. No, when this video goes up, it will be September. But that's okay. She's a little late, but that's fine. I'm literally out of breath right now, so bear with me. The first question is, what is your favorite book you have read so far this year? And that goes to Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I can't wait for her new book. Excuse the car that just passed by. This book was great. It's like a YA, like kind of like contemporary romance, and I loved it. This was like what I needed. Oh my god, I'm out of breath. This is what I needed, and I'm so excited I read it. It's such a good book. It's this girl. Her mom died, but she used to watch romance movies with her mom all the time. So she wanted like a romance like in the movies. She thought it was the boy next door. Not the boy next door, but the guy that she like liked from her childhood, like her childhood crush. But it ends up being the boy next door. So a great book. I think I gave it 5 stars. I like loved this book. So I recommend it. If you haven't read it, go read it. This book is gonna come back a couple of times because it's a great book. It's not better than the movies, but you know. And then it says, what is the sequel you have read this year? What is the best sequel you have read this year? I've honestly read like 3 sequels this year, so this was really hard. And I didn't like most of them. Like I liked them, but it wasn't like wow. So I chose a manga one, and it's A Sign of Affection Volume 2. This is a very nice, cute manga about a deaf girl, and she has like this crush on this guy, and he like likes her back. So he's like trying to learn sign language for her, and he like it's just always there. So it's very nice, very cute. I think this was one of the mangas in my favorite mangas video that I posted, but I love it. It's very good. And then the next one is a new release you need to get to, and that is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, or Yarros, I don't know what it is. But I'm very excited about it. Everyone loves it on TikTok. I've seen people not like it. They said if you're like very into high fantasy, this might not be your cup of tea. But I don't really read a lot of high fantasy, so I'm hoping to love this book because she was expensive. Girly was 30 bucks. So I'm hoping I like it because it'll be tragic if I don't. Like just so tragic. But anyway, I'm excited for it. And it's about dragons, and like who doesn't like dragons? Like come on. BFFR. The next one is what are your most anticipated releases for the rest of the year? The only one by Ready to Sager, the only one left already came out. I do have it to get it on audiobook soon from the library, so I'm excited for that one. The next one is the one I'm the most excited for, and that is The Chalice of Gods by Percy Jackson. By Rick Riordan, by Uncle Rick, because it's about Percy Jackson and it's with Percy Jackson in it. So I am excited because that's my favorite series of all time. So I'm excited, I'm elated, I'm everything. And then the other one is Rouge by Mona Awad. I think that's how you say her last name. I'm excited to see what it's about. I'm excited. I literally don't even know what it's about, but I was just like, that's kind of how you have to go into a Mona book, because it's better not to know her. Do you know what I mean? The next question is, what has been the biggest surprise for you this year? And for me, it was A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare. I really enjoyed it. Honestly, it took me a lot longer to read than it should have. Like, technically, it's an 86-page book, like play. And it took me a while to read just because, like, the Old English is so hard to get through. But once I, like, got through it, I really like it. It's very unhinged. It's given, like, WTF is going on here. But honestly, I love it. So I feel like I remember reading Othello in college, and I wasn't like the biggest fan of it, but it was like when I was in high school doing college classes, that's when we read it. But maybe if I reread it again. But A Midsummer Night's Dream, I love it. So I recommend this Shakespeare novel, play. What is it? I don't know. It just says Shakespearean classic, but recommend. Let's see the next question. What has been your biggest disappointment so far this year? I've had a lot of disappointments. I've had various 1 and 2 stars reads this year, so that's very sad, very tragic. But the worst one, the one that like just won't leave my mind because it was so bad, is I Heard God Laughing by Danielle Ladinsky. here, Renderings of Hafiz by Danielle Ladinsky or whatever. This book was just not it. Like, one of the worst books I've ever read in my life. I am so sorry to this person and to those who enjoyed it, because it has good reviews on Goodreads, but I do not agree. No. Just no. I'm telling you, this is on my red list, my never touch it again red list. Just no. So we're gonna let that go. And then, who is your new fictional crush? I have two. I have Wes from Better Than the Movies, because honestly, he's the best. You know, he's like, it's kind of like enemies to lovers, but like childhood crush kind of thing. Because I feel like Wes always liked her, and then like they kind of hated each other, and then they started dating. So, you know, so enemies to lover with fake dating trope. So it was it. I loved Wes. He was really nice. We love a Wes. Also, he never took advantage of her, even though like there were so many chances. Not that he could have, but like, you know what I mean? Like, he was very nice, unlike the other guy. But whatever. And the next one is James from The Lovely War, because honestly, we all love a man that goes to war and only thinks about you. And even when she had this accident happen to her, he was still in love with her. She was so scared. She was like, my beauty is gone. He's not gonna love me. But he loved her. He was there for her. He did not care. He was the standard. Honestly, the standard is James from Lovely War. And then is, who is your newest favorite character? Sorry, my mom was talking. So my newest favorite character is Ren from Love and Gelato. He is, like, honestly the best friend you could ever have. I just want to make sure that, yeah, I'm not gonna say that because that could be a spoiler, but I love Ren. He's like the best friend you could ever have. He was so supportive of her. He like tried to help her with everything. He didn't ask too many questions, and he's just a great guy. Like, he was always protecting her, keeping her safe, and like having her best intentions in mind. And honestly, that's like amazing. So Ren is just the bomb, literally. And then next is a book that made you cry, and like none of these really like made me cry or anything like that, but I would say all of these three books had the same like dead mom trope. And this is not a, hold up, I dropped the paper. This is not like a spoiler. It's known right in the beginning. So her mom is dead in this one. Her mom is dead in Love and Gelato. And then her mom is dead in Bookish and the Beast. So I guess those were like the saddest ones. Honestly, maybe Lovely War was kind of sad. Like, there was some stuff that happened. Honestly, it could be Lovely War that I could have gotten like teary-eyed for, because it's during war, so a lot of shish kebab happened. So yeah, maybe Lovely War. And then these three had the tropes of the mom that's like dead. I'm sorry I said it so like, but yeah, that's one of the tropes. And then a book that made you happy, and that is Bookish and the Beast. I was reading this during a time where I had like major anxiety, and I just wanted like a fluffy, easy, quick read, and that's what this was. This was so quick and easy to read and just to like get through. It's nothing like extraordinary or like, wow, like this book is it, like everyone needs to read it, but it made me happy while I was reading it, so it fit this prompt perfectly. It just kind of like took me away from my anxiety, and I just ended up reading it in 2 days because I was like, I just want to finish it, I want to be happy, and reading it made me happy. So yes, it's a good book. It's a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, but like with nerds, like with like a Comic-Con kind of thing. We stand. The next one is, let's say, what is the most beautiful book you own? And for this, it has to be a lot of my classics are like beautiful, and I'm gonna show you two right now. I have classics that are even more beautiful than this, but these just came from such a beautiful place too that I'm like, they take the cake. And that is Jane Austen's Emma and Pride and Prejudice. I got these in Switzerland. They're from the Swiss German side, and they're literally gorgeous, and Switzerland has been my favorite like country that I've ever been to, and it was just beautiful. So this whole like this place in my heart of like it being like a beautiful country, one of my favorite places, like I even want to move there. So that's how much Switzerland got to me. And then these books are so cute, and it's giving like the Barbie movie, like The Princess and the Pauper, like come on. So I love these books, and the meaning behind them and everything just like makes it like extra beautiful to me. And Pride and Prejudice is my favorite book ever, so you know, it's very beautiful inside and out. Obviously I will never be able to read these because I do not speak Swiss German, so it's just never gonna happen. But I do want to collect Pride and Prejudice in every country that I go to. It sucks that I decided to do this like after I went to Spain and after I went to Italy, but I'll eventually just buy the copies. But I do want to buy it in every country. I'm going to Iceland this year, so hopefully I can find like a little bookstore in Iceland that'll have it. Here's to hoping. Obviously it'll have to be in the main city, which I think it's called Reykjavik. I could be saying that wrong. I'm gonna see if I can find it in Icelandic or in Nordic. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but I am so excited for that trip, and hopefully I find them because I love them. I love Pride and Prejudice. And then the last one is, what are some books you still want to read this year? So the first one is The Storm of Echoes by Christel Dabas. And this is the fourth and final book. I think it's the final one in the Mirror Visitors series or saga. I think that's what you call 4 books. I've enjoyed the series a lot, but I feel like for me the quality has gone down with every book. Like the first book, A Winter's Promise, was 5 stars for me. I was like, yes. The second book, The Missing of Claire de Lune, was 4.5 stars for me, and I think it wasn't 5 stars because I was like going through it like up here. Anyway, so I gave it 4.5 stars because towards the end I guess I had too much anxiety and I was finished reading it and it was just not it. And then the third book, which is The Memory of Babel, I gave it 3 stars. That one had a lot of like not much going on, and I've heard that the fourth book is like the most like boring, so I'm like so sad because I love this series, but I do just want to finish it. So hopefully I can finish this book by the end of the year, because I do want to finish the series already just to have it completed and to see what happens, because honestly we need more of Ophelia or Ophelia. I always say Ophelia because I'm Hispanic, so I just say Ophelia. But Ophelia or Ophelia or whatever, and Thorn. Like, please give me more. And justice for Archibald. I love Archibald. Anyway, and then I also want to read The Body Keeps the Score. This book, I have it like tabbed in here, like where it starts and it ends or whatever. I bought it on my trip to Colorado in 2020 when I was going through a lot. Still am, but I'm better than then. And I just want to like read about how the body just like stores trauma and you don't even notice, and just how like a lot of things can traumatize you. Like, you don't just get trauma from like life-changing shit. Like, how do I say this? Like, trauma doesn't only come from like your parents or like from someone doing you dirty. Just like life itself does you dirty and you just get trauma. Anyway, so yeah, I want to read about this. This is Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma. And I think it's gonna be a good book. This will probably be a book that I read like slower just because it is like a non-fiction. And it deals with trauma, so I feel like it's a little bit like harder to like take in. Oh, noise. It just started raining. That's why it got so dark. Sorry about that. And then what was I gonna say? So yeah, it's gonna be a book that's gonna take me a little longer. But that's okay. And the last book in this video is another book I want to read this year, but let's be honest, it's about to be September, and September, October, and December are gonna be extremely busy months for me. November is the only one that feels kind of like a-okay right now, but we'll see. Like, I have 5 concerts in the next months. Like, I have 2 in September, 2 in October, and 1 in December. I have a trip to Salem in September, a trip to Texas in October to go to one of those concerts, and then I have a trip in December to Iceland. November is the only month right now that's like a-okay, but we'll see what happens in November. And that is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. She chunky. She thickums, she eats, she snacks, she devours her food, and that's okay, we stand. But she thickums, but like I do want to read it because it's dragons and like everything, and it's giving, and I know it's a very popular book, it's a very good book, but she do be chunky, like she's heavy. I can hurt someone with this. I was gonna say another word, but it starts with an M, if you guys know what I mean. I can hurt someone with this. I'm not going to, but I could. And I just like honestly want to read it. It feels like a fun book to read. It's about assassins, a secret society, forbidden magic, the dark sea, and dragon riders. So excited to read this. There was a little rain ASMR if you could hear that. And that was my mid-year book freak out tag in freaking September. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you guys have read better books than I have. This year I've been very like slow on my reading, and I just haven't been really reading. My goal for this year, I made it to be 48 because I wanted to read a lot more classics, and honey, the only classic I think I've read was finishing Northanger Abbey and then A Midsummer Night's Dream. I think that's all I've gotten done for classics, but that's okay. It's literally okay. Anyway, it's just been a hard year and a busy year, so I've read 37 out of 48 books, so technically I only have 11 books left, which is doable in the next September, October, November, December, 4 months. But we'll see if there end up being like novels or graphic novels or mangas or poetry books or whatever it is. I do want to read more novels. I mean, I have been reading novels, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, I just don't know how the year's gonna go, and I just haven't been in the reading mood this year. Like, it sucks because I haven't been like, oh my god, I want to pick up a book and read, and like it really sucks. Like, I've been reading this for the past 3 months, City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare, and I am only on page 259. I'm like, oh my god, like I'm not even halfway through. I think I'll be halfway through when I get to chapter 13. So for 3 months. So like I said, I have not been in a reading mood. So I've been pushing myself to read when I do read. So we'll see. Hopefully my reading mood gets better throughout the 4 months that are left in the year. And hopefully I can read a lot more books that I want to read. Hopefully I get to read the books in here that I haven't read. But we'll see. Like I said, honestly, from here I only really have to read Fourth Wing, Emma. I have not read Emma, obviously the English version, the Storm of Echoes, The Body Keeps the Score, and The Priory of the Orange Tree. But if we're being honest, I feel like I'm not gonna read any of those books this year. If we're gonna be totally honest. But yes, that was the little book freak out tag. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next video, and yeah, like and subscribe if you haven't already. I never really asked for that because I feel like that's like so annoying, but like, just do it. Okay, bye.